A middle school student in New Taipei was stabbed multiple times by a classmate with a switchblade on Monday, December 25. He died at the hospital on Tuesday evening, December 26. On the day of the stabbing, at noon, a ninth-grade female student walked to the adjacent class to socialize with her friends. However, Yang blocked her way and reportedly said, "You're not from our class," as the school has informed students to not enter other classrooms. Yang then forced her out of the classroom. The female student was angry about being scolded and allegedly slammed the door. She informed her close friend, Kuo, about the incident. Kuo stormed over to the neighboring classroom to confront Yang. The two then engaged in a heated argument that quickly escalated into a physical altercation in the school's corridor. As the two parties pushed and shoved each other, Kuo allegedly pulled out a concealed switchblade and stabbed Yang multiple times. Yang was stabbed in the neck, chest, and other vital areas. Yang began bleeding profusely, fell to the ground, and lost consciousness. After undergoing 5 hours of resuscitation with extracorporeal membrane oxygenation (ECMO) at the Far Eastern Memorial Hospital, Yang's vital signs were restored. He was transferred to the operating room for emergency surgery, but remained in critical condition. He died the next day. On Tuesday morning, the juvenile court ruled Kuo should be put into custody, while the female student who allegedly instigated the altercation was sent to her legal guardian. Both could face homicide charges. According to Article 83 of the Children and Youth Welfare Act, for cases where juveniles are suspects or defendants, in order to prevent the spread of personal information and images that could lead to further victimization and impact their future reintegration into society, all must strictly comply with the regulations regarding the protection of juvenile information. It's illegal in Taiwan to post defendants' personal information, so the following images of them must be blurred. Under Article 81 of the Juvenile Justice Act, minors who repent for their crimes are eligible for release after serving 1/3 of their sentence, meaning that a minor serving a 30-year term could be freed after 10 years. According to local media reports, the stabber had already had multiple run-ins with the law for crimes including causing bodily harm, and had only recently been released from a juvenile detention center. He also reportedly brought knives to school on a regular basis. According to Taiwan's criminal code, the longest people can be sentenced to jail for crimes they commit as minors is 30 years. The Education Department pledged to coordinate with the new Taipei City Department of Civil Affairs and the school in assisting parents with various needs, including legal consultations. The school will also cooperate with the judicial authorities in the investigation. The Education Department said it would assign psychologists and social workers to provide counseling to teachers and students to ensure the stability of learning and mental well-being for each student. Schools are to strengthen counseling and assistance for students with specific behavioral needs or those requiring high levels of attention, with regular follow-ups and relevant counseling measures.
Here outside Taiwan's Education Ministry, parents are demanding better protection in schools for their kids. This after a junior high school student was stabbed to death in a school not far from here in the capital, a case that shocked the nation.
我们希望针对这个办法进行一个检讨修订，希望能够还给学校一个合法合理的有法源依据的一个管理权，那辅导学生让校园的安全能够更加的一个扩大。
Violence in Taiwan schools is rare, but in just a few days, Taiwan will elect a new president and a new legislature. An issue like this can easily be whipped up into an election issue. One of the presidential candidates has already promised Juvenile Justice Act reforms if he's elected. The parents here say this government needs to act now to protect their kids. Justin Wu and Rick Lowett in Taipei.
According to the Ministry of Education's current guidelines for schools on the setting of disciplinary measures, students' private belongings can only be searched if there is proof or probable cause that they have committed a crime or possess prohibited items on campus. If the search is conducted, there must be at least 2 teachers, student representatives or parents present, and the entire process must be filmed. Education Minister Pan Wen-chung said, the government is planning to ease rules regulating how and when students' private belongings can be searched. 2 main proposals was considered concerning bag searches to improve campus safety. The first involves making a distinction between routine and emergency searches, with the latter allowing for immediate searches to be conducted in cases where a student is reported to be carrying a dangerous object. The other proposal would set a separate standard for searching the belongings of designated students. This would apply to students who had records in the criminal or juvenile justice system, or about whom the school had received a deviant behavior notification from the police. The exact details of the policies are still being worked out, but at the earliest, they could take effect sometime in February.
家属验伤哀戚，忍着悲痛把小孩送上礼仪车，怎料到只是去学校上课，竟会天人永隔，孩子成了冰冷的遗体。新北市某间中学25号发生弹簧刀割喉案，抢救1天1夜仍不敌死神。26号晚间10点回天拔树，检方初步相验，男同学全身上下共中10刀，父母7岁失声心痛。